Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast. I am a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, today we're going to talk about a very important concept that brings structure to your Zettelkasten. And we already talked about 3 different styles and methods of bringing structure. And these styles and methods were how the cards shape out as the Zettelkasten expands. Well, today we're going to talk about what happens when crosslinks form in your Zettelkasten. How does a crosslink form? Well, we know that a new card always gets to choose the conversation that it wants to join. So today we're dealing with the issue, what happens when this card can't make up its mind? This one or this one? That is how cross-linking will happen in your Zettelkasten. Because the happy news is that when your new card has 2 places it wants to be, well, physically it can only be in one place, but conceptually it can be in both places. And the way this takes place happens on those directory cards that we talked about last time. Remember, these are the cards that are in a different color, or maybe they have a marking across the top of it. They've something to make them distinguished from the main card that they are associated with because the 2 cards have the same number. This card is like an extension of the main card. And the directory card, as you'll remember from last time, gives the addresses of the cards. They all chose this first card as the conversation they wanted to join. This card 3A wanted to join 3, 3B wanted to join 3, and 3C wanted to join 3. So we just listed them on this card, ABC, and the taglines of each card are connected here where they can make a complete conversation. Well, what this means is that as your Zettelkasten grows and develops, this doesn't happen right away because when there's just a few cards, it's not likely to take place. But later on, as your Zettelkasten grows, there's going to be a card that wants to be in more than one place. And when that happens, it physically goes with one choice and the other choice is entered on the directory card. These links can be distinguished very quickly because while these are just one letter or one number extensions of the card number up here, a link is going to be a longer number. So you can spot them right away. If that bothers you and you're worried about it, you can put a little symbol that indicates that it's a link. Here's how I would do it if I were worried about it and I wanted to add that symbol. Okay, see that little symbol, that little red box with an arrow? That's sometimes how I use as a symbol for a link. And then the full card number goes there, and then that would be the tagline. That squiggly line represents the tagline. And you know what? The other place I would do is I would also go to that card 4D1 and I would make sure it had a directory card if it didn't already have one, and I would link over to card 3. Now there you might really want to use that symbol. I'd make sure that that card 4D1 had a directory card, and there's that squiggly line represents its tagline, and there's the link to 3 with its tagline. Aha! Invite! Capture the moment. So now each card links to the other. So this shows that these 2 cards are related, and because we have the tagline, we don't have to go pull the card very often, because remember, the whole purpose of those taglines was so that we would bring the whole card back to memory. So there isn't a great need to run and get this other card because that card will come back to memory. We might want to because it might have other conversations associated with it, cards that chose 4D1 for their parent. So you see, crosslinks can happen in your Zettelkasten, and they're really quite easy to make, and they're very, very powerful. They're so simple that I didn't even need to go to the down-facing camera to show you how to do them, but they're enormously powerful. They can be used to let that card be in 2 places at once. And don't you wish we could do that? I would love to be able to be in 2 places at once. With that, we are getting very close to the end of our Pre-Zettelkasten series. And you should be just about ready to join the minimalist series, which starts you out with actually creating a Zettelkasten for yourself if you haven't already tried to do that. Well, there's one more very important topic, which I have not covered in the Pre-Zettelkasten series. I was actually asked to do so by Stephanie Roy. Great suggestion. She suggested that I include a discussion of, well, what is a Zettelkasten? And so come back tomorrow for that topic, where I'll go through and give you my best take on exactly what a Zettelkasten is. You have to remember, and I'll remind you again tomorrow night, I am not a Zettelkasten historian. No, that is not my position. I'm just a person who loves using my Zettelkasten. So when I tell you tomorrow my idea of what a Zettelkasten is, I will be speaking totally from personal experience, and I will defer all of the history to Scott P. Shepper, who did do an enormous amount of research on the Zettelkasten. And if you would like to know all of the wonderful information about the Zettelkasten, you can check out this book by Scott P. Shepper. I recommend it very highly. And the only chapter I don't highly recommend is chapter 11. I think that card numbering can be way easier than it's represented in this book. I think this book accurately describes the way Luhmann numbered his cards, but I don't think that Luhmann's choice was optimal. And if someone wants to challenge me, I can demonstrate that they are mathematically equivalent. So you don't lose anything by going to effortless numbering, especially with the addition of the directory card. So come on over tomorrow and we'll talk about what is one of these things. How would you describe it to someone else? Think about it yourself and be prepared to add in the comments or to come on over to LiLLiPub. And LiLLiPub.org, we have a Circle for Zettelkasten, which is a group where we talk about Zettelkasten and issues related to a Zettelkasten. And LiLLiPub has their own YouTube channel at LiLLiPub. And they have a show called the Zettelkast, and Monday's show is going to be on that same topic. You'll be able to get the views of 5 people who keep a Zettelkasten, love their Zettelkastens, treat their Zettelkasten as a thinking partner. So you're going to get 5 takes on what is a Zettelkasten in the Zettelkast episode for Monday. So you got 2 days in a row. My episode on Sunday and the Zettelkast on Monday. So don't miss the roaring conclusion to the Pre-Zettelkasten series. See you then. Bye-bye.